You know, I I normally don't do this, or I try not to do this anyway. I try not to touch on the same topic in back-to-back videos, but sometimes I have got to make an exception to the rule, and today is one of those days. I cannot just sit here and ignore this stupidity. The stupidity throughout sports media, it is at an all-time high. These people are either dumb or they are complicit in their promotion of blatant lies and propaganda. And to be honest with you, it's probably a combination of both. I told you guys yesterday, emergency services were being held at Woke United Methodist. I've told you several times, these people, they don't have minds of their own. They don't have the ability to formulate their own thoughts and opinions. They were given their talking points at the emergency service, and they were commanded by their pastors to play their roles to perfection. There are a lot of courses offered at Woke U. Victimization of the shit fuck, monetizing misogyny, butt bongo bash, evolution of equity, diagnosing diversity, introduction to inclusion, profiting off propaganda. Hell, participants of the WNBA, they have taken profiting off propaganda 26 times and failed every time. Most of the courses offered at Woke U are complete bullshit. But there's one course. There is one course that they do teach well: intricacies of acting. I will give them credit. Woke U produces some of the best actors in the country. During intricacies of acting, students learn to draw up their emotions. They learn the art of fake crime, fake outrage. They teach students to dwell on painful memories of the past and use those memories to pretend that they're upset about something that doesn't affect them. They combine these lessons with profiting off propaganda so students can take an issue and spin the issue into lies and bullshit and become emotional enough about it to convince dumbasses to take their side. Like I told you before, the vast majority of the graduates at Woke U, they start their careers off at Deadspin, but the shit fucks that graduate at the top of their class, they begin their careers with six-figure salaries at the worldwide leader in woke, ESPN. Malika Andrews. Malika Andrews is a recent graduate of Woke U. She made history Thursday night by being the first woman to host coverage of the NBA draft. Oh, woke boner alert. Another first. Another woman making history by accomplishing nothing. If any woman was going to be the first woman to host the NBA draft, it should have been Doris Burke. Doris Burke is respected. She's been covering the NBA for decades. But you guys know how things work at ESPN. Doris Burke cannot be the first woman to host the NBA draft for obvious reasons. You see, Doris Burke doesn't check enough woke boxes. Now sure, she checks the woman box, but she doesn't check the minority box. We cannot bestow this honor on her. Her name is Doris, for trees' sake. Doris sounds like an old Caucasian female name. We must bestow this honor on someone who hasn't experienced the pain of white privilege. Doris Burke is the wrong skin color. Instead, ESPN gave the honor to the highly unqualified Malika Andrews, whose only discernible talent is being prettier than Rachel Levine. Yesterday, ESPN aired what was supposed to be a draft recap during NBA Today. The 100,000 or so viewers who tuned in, they were expecting to see results and opinion about the NBA draft. But something happened yesterday morning that was much, much more important than talking about NBA players no one gives a shit about. ESPN received their directive from Woke United Methodist to turn NBA draft coverage into reactions to the overturning of Roe v. Wade, featuring shitfucks who have no idea what they're talking about. Malika Andrews, oh, she was so emotional. My sources inside ESPN tell me she was in the green room praying to her woke bonsai tree, asking for guidance. Oh, tree, how I love pruning your brittle branches. Thank you for this opportunity at ESPN. If not for my willingness to sell my soul to wokeism, I would be relegated to working at woke porn, figuring out how to make woke love to a non-binary water meter. Please speak through me today as I explain this Supreme Court tragedy to ESPN viewers. Please ensure Twitter virgins have enough hand lotion for proper climax. Malika Andrews hopped on her broom, flew down the hallway to the studio. NBA Today went live on the air. Red light came on and the acting began. Roll the film.
Yesterday, the sports world celebrated the 50th anniversary of Title IX, which bans discrimination based on gender in education, including sports. But today, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, declaring that the constitutional right to abortion, upheld for nearly a half century, no longer exists. In less than 24 hours, we celebrated equal rights for women, and now we react to women's reproductive rights being taken away. Sue Bird tweeted gutted in response to the news, and LeBron James retweeted former President Barack Obama, including this: today, the Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of precedent, it relegated the most intensely personal decision someone can make to the whims of politicians, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of Americans. Josh Hart wrote, "To the women in this country, I'm sorry." The Seattle Storm tweeted in part, "People have won the freedom to buy guns with impunity, while women have lost the freedom to decide their own future."
Oh, these bastards! We were just celebrating our twisting of Title IX into allowing Trandan, the all-American man, to compete against women. They ruined our celebration on purpose by making it more difficult for men to have abortions. Don't you just love the fake emotion, the fake choking up, the hand banging on the desk, claiming the overturning of Roe versus Wade impedes on the rights of women to decide their own future? What? Let me get this straight. The Supreme Court overturning Roe versus Wade means women no longer have the right to decide their own future? Is that what you're telling me? I mean, that's just terrible. All my young women out there, I guess your life's essentially over. I can see it now. 18-year-old Jasmine wants to attend college. Her father has to break the news to her. "I'm sorry, honey, you can't go to college anymore. They overturned Roe versus Wade." After Malika Andrews read this soliloquy to perfection, there was a woke hug celebration held in the halls of ESPN. Stephen A. Smith was there, cuddled up with Max Kellerman in the corner, dual finger insertion. By the way, remember last week when I told you guys that Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless would be poolside in Miami to settle their cat fight? You guys remember that? It turns out I was half right. They were poolside in Los Angeles instead at the house of Skip Bayless. They were concerned about the privacy issues in Miami, so they spent the entire weekend last weekend giving each other passionate woke hugs poolside at the home of Skip Bayless. Anyway, what in the fuck happened to the no politics policy at ESPN? They have Sage Steele walking the halls wearing a fucking muzzle. They fired Kurt Schilling for being perceived as anti-gay. But they allow Malika Andrews to spread blatant lies and propaganda? According to the New York Times, just in case you don't know, by the way, the New York Times is grade A level woke. They're not A+ like USA Today, but they're pretty damn close. According to the New York Times, 86% of all abortions will still be legal after Roe versus Wade was overturned. Now, I contacted our resident math expert here on the channel, Mina Kimes. She confirmed only 14% of abortions would be illegal. That means most of these useless fucks planning to peacefully protest in cities where the top religion is wokeism will not be affected by this. Speaking of people who won't be affected by Roe versus Wade, let's get to our next contestant, Shannon Sharpe. Hey, it's me, Shay Shay. Skip Bayless is my gay bae. Check out this reaction from Shannon Sharpe. I told you guys before, any grown man that calls himself Shay Shay is definitely down with the butt bongo. Notice the first thing that he is concerned about. Oh, my tree! Next thing, they're going to overturn same-sex marriage. I will not be able to morally participate in butt bongo anymore. Shay Shay is also concerned that they're going to get rid of birth control. The myths and the fantasies these people just make up, their bullshit knows no bounds. I know why Shay Shay's worried about birth control. He doesn't want to get pregnant. But I have good news for you, Shay Shay. You never had to worry about getting pregnant because babies aren't conceived when two men have sex. That is all the birth control you need. Just keep practicing the butt bongo. I swear to Tree, this dude's the most emotional man in sports media. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You call yourself Shay Shay, you're going to have female emotions. Now let's get to our final contestant of shitfucks who will not be affected by the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Many of you are familiar with this final contestant. She's one of our favorites here on the channel. We like to call her our favorite Easter egg. You just never know what color she's gonna be. One day she could be pink, the next blue, purple. Ooh, she just loves to taste the rainbow. I'm talking, of course, about Megan Rapinoe. Oh, my Meg. You know, it's funny. The hypocrisy is just so real. Earlier this week, Megan Rapinoe was stomping all over the rights of actual women. She was telling young teenage girls, no one cares about your volleyball league. You should allow Tran Dan to play with you. Not 72 hours later, Megan Rapinoe is suddenly oh so concerned about the rights of women and woke men to have an abortion. I'm about to give you an example of the woke groupthink. Remember yesterday when the Seattle shitfucks claimed that people can buy guns with impunity, but now doctors don't have the right to commit legal murder? Remember that? Guess who used the exact same narrative? Guess who compared gun control to abortion rights? Meg. Oh, she's so original. Meggie is so smart. She also claimed the overturning of Roe versus Wade is coupled with people who are pro-death penalty. Once again, I am completely baffled by this logic. Let me get this straight again. Let's try to understand this woke logic. According to Meggie, we don't want the death penalty for violent criminals. For someone to be on death row, you have got to commit a fucking heinous crime. We don't want the death penalty for those people. We want them released without bail. But Meggie does support the death penalty for innocent unborn children. Am I understanding this correctly? I know I'm proficient and woke, but even I am confused by their logic sometimes. Meggie also claims the overturning of Roe versus Wade is coupled with anti-child care. If you're constantly having abortions, do you really need child care? Isn't that counterintuitive? She also claims it's coupled with anti-welfare. Now, this is something I can agree with. Let's get rid of woke welfare, and let's start with the NWSL and the WNBA. I know why Megan Rapinoe is concerned about anti-welfare. If that's ever implemented, her and her woke sisters in the WNBA will be homeless. I'm still a little bit confused, though, why Megan Rapinoe is just so concerned about Roe versus Wade. Me personally, I only care about things that affect me or the people close to me. How does abortion possibly being criminalized in certain states throughout the country, how does that affect Megan Rapinoe? Does anyone really think Megan Rapinoe will ever get pregnant? For one, no dude in their right mind would ever get into her woke bed. But two, Megan Rapinoe wants to be a fucking man. Have you seen her recently? She looks like a prepubescent boy. Megan Rapinoe will never have to worry about an abortion. This is nothing but fake outrage. You think Shannon Sharpe really gives a shit about abortion? This dude is so uneducated on this issue. Shay Shay claims to be a voice for the black community. He claims to be a fighter for black people. If this were really the case, why is he fighting so hard for abortion? He certainly doesn't know the background, the history of abortion in America. Abortion in America was started by Margaret Sanger. She wanted to control the black population, and she formulated an ingenious plan. In the late 1920s, early 1930s, Margaret Sanger convinced leaders of the black community to promote abortion for her. They convinced black people that legalized abortion was a good thing for the black community. Guess where 79% of Planned Parenthoods are located? Black neighborhoods. 1,000 black babies are aborted every day. 30% of abortions are performed on black women, yet they make up 6 to 7% of the overall population. Seems like Margaret Sanger's plan is working to me. So why would Shannon Sharpe actively promote the demise of his own community? Because he's fucking ignorant on the issue. He doesn't know the history. Like I said, he is given a list of woke talking points and told to act out his role. Same with Malika Andrews, same with the Easter egg, same with the rest of these shit fucks. I don't think Shannon Sharpe's a bad dude. I know I make fun of him all the time here on the channel, but he's not evil like Joy Reid. Most of these people promoting the woke movement, they don't know any better. They're uninformed. But let me know what you think. Day 2 of the woke temper tantrum. Do any of these people have the capability to think for themselves? I just can't fathom why people unaffected by abortion or their community is severely damaged by abortion would be pushing so hard for it. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.